Hey guys, so Friday update. We'll take a look at the fry that are all doing really well, and talk about a few other things. Won't be too long of a video unless I start to ramble, which any of you that have been watching my videos for any length of time know I do tend to ramble. So, let's see. First off, someone asked me to do a video about the goldfish. I'm going to. Not today. I need to do a water change really badly. My poor filter is clogged up, as you can see. But I will do that. I'm not sure if it'll be able to come out next week or not. I have family coming in town for a funeral. And so I probably won't have time to get away and you know, kind of do videos for you guys next week. I will try to get a couple done this weekend or early next week before my family gets in town. But just know if you don't see anything from me, that's why. But goldfish video coming. I wanted to show you guys Suzie because she's being a real butthead lately. I think she's about to lay eggs. She doesn't lay eggs all the time. And usually she only does it in the summer, which of course it's June, so it's about that time. But I can always tell when she's about to lay eggs because her nuchal hump, which is that big hump on her forehead, will get really big like it is now. And she gets really aggressive like she is now. And when she actually lays the eggs, she gets super aggressive, and it's really fun to kind of watch her. Because she acts just as if she would if she were guarding fertilized eggs, even though she's in here by herself. And unless red devils have immaculate conception, she's never going to have any fertile eggs. But wanted to show her off because I've been playing with her for days and days because she's just been real grumpy. She's dug a lot of holes. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but what she'll do is dig out under this big log right here and lay eggs on the back side somewhere. So that's what's up with her. Let's go check out the babies. As I said, they're all doing really well. No egg eaters or fry eaters so far. I just took a look at them. This is the only guy I'm not sure about because I don't see a lot of fry. I'm hoping he's just hiding them really well, which can happen. But his fry should have been free swimming today, and I did see a couple, but I'm definitely not seeing a lot. So we'll see. I'm going to take him out today. He's not doing any kind of fathering for the nest right now. He's kind of just sitting in there. So we're going to get him out. I'm going to look really hard for babies with my good flashlight and everything. And if there's enough, I'll leave them in there, and I'll probably move one of these spawns that's in one of these small tanks mixed in with them. If there's not a lot, I'll probably move these fry out and try to spawn him again. But fingers crossed. I'll take a look when I finish. This guy's doing really good. He actually moved his fry into this cup, and what I did yesterday was tip it up so I could hopefully mix his fry with another spawn. But it ended up that he did not have all of them in there. I'm trying to see if I can see one. There's one right here in the front, actually. See if we can get it to zoom in. That white dot, there we go. So obviously not all of his fry are in the cup, so I'm probably going to let the fry that are in the cup out, and I'll mix some other spawn instead of this one. But he did a pretty good job, and it's time to take him out. This guy also, time for him to come out. His babies are swimming all over the place. See if I can find my flashlight to show you guys. I don't know where I put it. Here's the little one. The little flashlight doesn't work very well, but there you go. You can see his babies are swimming and doing really well. There's a whole bunch over there in that corner. So it's time for this guy to come out. He did his job. He gets to come out and go back in his jar and get lots of food, and time for me to take over. The veil tails that spawned on Wednesday. Today is Friday. They hatched yesterday and not quite free swimming. They'll probably be free swimming tomorrow. Where did I put my flashlight? Huh. Makes it a lot more difficult to do videos, but anyway, they're in there. See if I can focus on some. It's actually a big spawn. And if you look on the bottom of the duckweed, there's fry hanging. There we go. So you can see they're all kind of dispersed through the duckweed. Another reason I like duckweed, it kind of makes a makeshift bubble nest for males that are not great at building bubble nests. So the fry can stick to those leaves and the little roots and still stay near the surface. And if you, the closer you look, the more little black eyes you'll see. There's a ton of them. So took a long time, and he beat his female up really badly, but they got the job done. These guys, I got a lot of helpful comments on them. They're not spawning. Took the filter out, and they're just not going to spawn. She's not scared. She's not stressed. If he comes up to her, she'll flare at him. But some females, and we're going to watch them right now. Look, she's not scared of him. Her fins are a little bit torn up, but she's not scared or stressed at all. Some females they need a male that is going to beat them up. And I know that sounds horrible, but that's the courtship behavior of the species. They look for a really aggressive, dominant male, and some females need that or they won't spawn. So, fortunately, this girl's not doing anything. I'm going to take this pair out today, and I haven't decided if I'm going to put a different pair in there or switch this pair up. Like, I have the copper male, which you will have seen in my flaring video, is her sibling, so I could do, I could put him in here with her. I could put a different female in with this male. Or I can just do a totally different pair. I haven't decided what I'm going to do quite yet. I'll probably give it a couple of days. I do want to put something in here, though. So that's an update on them. The green spawn is doing great. Again, I wish I had my flashlight because it's going to be hard to see, but they're in there. You see their little black eyes. They're actually getting ready to free swim too. But this dad has done really well. He's got his bubble nest. He's keeping his fry all together. He's done a really, really good job. So I'm really happy with that. Really excited to see what I get from this spawn, because according to the breeder, I should not only get greens, which is what I mainly want, but I'm also going to get coppers, which is cool. And then because the father of these two fish was sort of like a mustard gas, he had a blue body and yellow fins, I might get some mustard gassy type colors with it. So and then finally, this guy, he's doing really well too. He's got his babies up there. You can kind of see him. Hi pretty boy. His fins are still a little torn up, but they'll heal. But there's his babies back there. Not a great bubble nest, but they're hanging out at the surface and they're okay. So I'm really happy with that. I wasn't sure if this male would even breed, let alone take care of the fry, so I'm pleasantly surprised that he has. So I think that's everybody. Right? These this tank's empty. It had the red pair in it. I'll put another pair in there as well. Let's see what else. I'm still not sure. I mentioned in a video I thought maybe my 4 she is holding. And that's the female right there. See if we can get a better look at her. But again, I haven't seen the male. It's impossible that he jumped out. This tank is like, it's taped closed. So I think he's probably holding. I just can't see him, and I don't want to disrupt him. But if I don't see him again by like the end of next week, where he'll have been holding about 2 weeks, then I'll go make sure he hasn't actually like died or anything. But I'm pretty sure he's in there holding, and I don't want to disrupt him if that's the case. So let's see. Rubra are doing pretty well. I hardly ever see them. They're very skittish. They only come out really to eat, and even then they just kind of pop out and then they pop back in again. There is one right there who thinks I can't see her or him, hiding in those weeds. I'm actually getting ready to move these guys upstairs. I have a 12-gallon Eclipse tank that I found at the thrift store, and I thought it'd be a really good tank for them. Really nice size to grow the colony in, and that will free up this 10-gallon down here for a grow out for the show bettas. So I'm gonna try to do that this week. I've been wanting to do that for like a month now, and there's always just something else that comes up, but hopefully I can get that done this weekend and get them moved. Let's see what else. Squirt's doing good. Squirt's doing squirt stuff. He's getting really big really fast, which is nice, because I always felt like Suzie grew so slow. But he's growing really fast. He wants his food. Oh, someone asked me to do an update on the jars. Or not the jars, the jar filters. And I did this video, 3 months ago now? Something crazy like that. And basically the gist is I have ammonia in my tap water, which is no good. And there's really no easy way for me to remove the ammonia without going to full RO, and I don't want to do that because I don't have an RO unit that's powerful enough to give me the amount of water that I need. And I don't want to have to like remineralize it and everything like that. And before, because I know someone's going to tell me just mix RO with tap. I can't do that either because my KH is so low, my buffering capacity, that it causes pH swings. So basically it's all RO or no RO for this crappy tap water I have. So I looked into a third option, which was beanie filters. And this is not a design I made up. A friend of mine, Martin, who is a member out of the IBC out in California, he's been trying this because he really hated wasting water. You know, California has been in a drought for the last billion years or something like that. I'm kidding, but it feels like that. And so he has been looking for many ways to reduce his water usage for his fish, and one of them was filtering his beanies and his jars. So I took his design and basically made my version of it and have been testing it out, and what I can say is it does work. It works really well. There are some things that I want to change about it. One, I got 1-inch rigid tubing for my uplift tubes, and it's too big. I can actually get fish that can swim down in here. So when I have the money and I can make filters for my entire shelf, I'll be going with a smaller tubing, 1/2 inch, maybe even a little bit smaller. These, by the way, these need to be topped off because I haven't had my lids on, so they've evaporated. Normally they're completely full. So that's the one drawback. The other thing is they take up a lot of space in the beanie, especially here where I've doubled up the sponge. What I've found though is that I don't need to double the sponge. This amount of sponge is more than enough to keep the ammonia and the nitrates and everything cooking well. But it still takes up more space than I'd like. So my plan is to actually ditch this design with the sponge and go with a pillbox filter. And if you don't know what a pillbox filter is, don't worry, because I didn't either up until a few months ago. But basically, it's a box filter like this guy over here. People have been using box filters for a billion years, or, you know, at least 50 years. They've been around for forever. They work really well, and that's why they've withstood the test of time. And basically, a pillbox filter is the same design, just on a much smaller level. So you take a bottle. Now, obviously, this bottle is too big to use in a beanie. I'd be going with a film canister that's like much shorter. But you take something like this, and what you do is you drill a hole in the top. You put your uplift tube in there and your airline tube. You fill this with media, you know, sponge, filter floss. What I'm planning to use is the Seachem Matrix media. It's a biological media, but it's not one that has to be changed out like zeolite does. And then what you do is you add intake holes. Now there's two ways you can do intakes. You can do intakes from the bottom, or you can do intakes from the top. And the design you most see often is intake from the top, just like this filter is. The water is pulled down through this to the bottom. There's a little space at the bottom, and then it goes out the top. So I've seen it done both ways. I'm not sure which way I'll do it when I get around to it, but that's what I'm thinking. So instead of the entire bottom being taken up by this, it would just be a small canister in the corner. Again, more like this height instead of this height for this size jar. And the good thing about the Matrix is it holds a ton of beneficial bacteria, so you don't need as much as you would for, say, sponge or bio rings or something like that. So that's what I'm thinking. That plan's not going to be put into motion for a while. I have to come up with the money to do that, and it's going to cost at least a few $100. I'm thinking between, well, probably not a few $100 to be honest with you. Maybe more like $200, but still, it's going to take a little chunk of change to get all the materials together, and I also have to get I have to figure out some kind of manifold to add into my line, or basically some way that I can get the airline split. So what I'm doing here is I have this tube right here. It says jars. It's coming off my main airline. It goes all the way over here, and then it's split. There's a splitter back here, if you can see it. It's just a Y. And then that's split in between these two gang valves. So one air tap, I'm filtering 4 jars, and there's more than enough air coming out of these jars. This, I mean, you can see this valve's turned down way low, and these guys are turned down way low too. So I don't need a whole lot of air, but I just have to figure out the organizational aspect of it. But I'm hoping I can do that. I'd like to start it sometime this summer, but we'll see. I have to, you know, find some fish to sell or some plants to sell or something to raise up that money to get that project started. But it is working. A lot of people have told me, you know, you can't cycle something this small, and the reality is, yes, you can. It's all about surface area opposed to your bio load. So if you have enough surface area to grow enough bacteria to handle the bio load of this one fish, you can cycle it. And the nitrates, I'll have to do a test on these guys and show you. Maybe I'll do that. I'll try to do that. I can't do it next week, that's right. But I'll try to do that video soon where I show you what the nitrates look like after, you know, 2 days and a week after a water change. But they are cycled. I don't get any ammonia. I only have nitrates. If I had better lighting, I could probably put plants in here and take care of the nitrate issue. This crappy rope light is not good enough to grow plants. That's another project that I'd like to get done one day. But definitely they do work. They don't replace water changes, but they do help me prolong it, so I don't have to change the water every day, which is good for the water. It's good for me, and it's good for the fish. The fish I had in here previously were small ones that I got out of the grow out tank, and they grew really well in these jars despite not getting daily water changes. So there are actually 3 of them are down here, and they all grew really well. And the reason I took them out, if you're wondering, is because I was going to send all these fish to a show, but as I said, we had a death in the family, and I donated the money I was going to put toward shipping these fish and the show entries and all that. I put that toward the funeral expenses for my cousin. These guys ended up staying here. But anyway, that's pretty much it, I think, for an update. Like I said, I'm going to get these guys out that need to come out. We're going to, fingers crossed, that there's babies in here. Because I know for sure there were tails yesterday, but again, I'm not seeing a lot of swimmers. So it's possible he ate them, but we're going to hope he didn't. So, alright, that's going to be it for this video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. If you need help, the best way is to message me through my Facebook page. Although I do answer questions and comments, I usually just don't, I don't check comments every day like I try to do my messages. So, look at these guys fighting. There's another, look, that proves my flaring point right there. That's not even a betta, and he's already flaring. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will check at you guys next week with another update on the babies.